Atmosphere, and I am here today getting more practice in. And I'm calling this live Powerful Drawing Practice. Drawing with confidence, courage. I read the scripture today that simply says God has not given us the spirit of fear, but He's given us power and a strong mind. I think I left a little bit out of that verse, but having said all that, let me get started. Of course, as always, I start out with the shape of the head. This is a shoulder line here. This is the arm. The elbow is crossing over that arm a little bit right there at this angle. And this is the shape of the hand. And this arm is going, this is the shoulder blade or shoulder right there. And the arm is swinging backwards. And here's the elbow joint. And this hand here. So the back is curved right there. Small waistline. Pelvic area right here. I'm just going to make a big circle there. And then here's the thigh there, the hip joint. And I'm going to use the column shape to draw the thigh. Give that a little curvature. And bring the other one, overlapping it. Here's the knee joint. It's the knee joint here. Bring that leg back. And then the foot is pointed. It's not flat. It's kind of leaning off the ground there. So that's what that's about there. Let me put the ankle joint in there. Hello to everyone who's tuning in. And this is the foot right here. So now that I have the basic model shape here, let me put a microphone in this hand here because this person is singing. It's taking command of the audience there. So now that I've got the basic stick figure drawn in, I'm going to start filling this in. And these are all basic geometrical shapes that you see here. Circles. This is somewhat of a square shape. These are column shapes here. And that's my rough draft for the figure. So I'm going to start with the face. It's looking off to this person's right. We've got the nose here. shaping the shape of the head there. I'll put the lips here. Showing teeth because they're singing. Let's put a nostril there. The bottom lip here. And here's the chin. Let me erase these unnecessary marks so you can see the form of the face just a tad bit better. Hello, everyone. Who I have here? Brenda, Gabrielle, Lego Man. How the heck are people so good at art? How long have you been streaming? Not long, Brenda. I just started not too long ago. Sorry I didn't see your comments a little earlier. I just have my screen behind me and didn't see the comments until just now. And I don't want to make the neck too thick, so I'm going to reshape this area here. And here's the ear here. It's just a simple shape here, like a backward C. Now let me put in the hairline. An eyebrow here. You don't see as much as that side of her face because of the angle that she's turned. So let's draw shoulder here. Come up here with the other shoulder and connect it to the joint here, the bicep muscle. And this part of her, this is the elbow right here, it's crossing over and over her body. As I roughly sketch in things, I can always come back and refine it to make it look better, more polished. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller, the microphone. The circle's not perfect, but I can come back and fix that. As long as I get everything placed where I want it to go. The index finger is right here. We got the knuckle here. And like I said, I could come back in and fix that later. Let's make that microphone base a little larger. You said, how long have I been doing YouTube, Brenda? Consistently, I just started doing lives for the past couple of weeks, but I've been on YouTube for a little while. I think I started my channel back in 2016 or 17, one of the two. All right. So I'm going to put a shirt here. I'm going to just draw in a strap. It's kind of like a t-shirt. There's some wrinkles there, so I'm going to make some wrinkles. The back is kind of smoothed out there. Let's put that arm in here, the shoulder. I'm going to change the direction of the forearm. I had it going back a little bit too far. So I'm going to bring it down some and close it off right at the wrist here. Add a ball that represents the wrist. And I'm going to draw the hand. Right there. I'll come back in later and put some more detail. Just wanted to get the shapes refined. I'm going to make this a little smaller. This is a big mechanical pen. Thank you, Brenda. So let me put in the other side of her t-shirt. I'm also drawing her collarbones here. Put a little shaded area here for where the light isn't hitting her neck. So I'm going to continue with her pants. There's a lot of wrinkles in this area here. So her pants are baggy. So there's why I'm doing the bunched up material here. These are like elephant leg pants. Let's do that here. Where it hits the thigh, it's more smoother, and it begins to bunch up at the knee joints. You'll see that the material is looser as it goes further down her leg. All right, so I'll erase the initial guidelines for the stick figure I have underneath the clothes. You won't have to see that. Stick those out of there. Oops. That neatens it up a bit. And once you get your initial guideline marks out, you always go back and put in your shading. And if I'm not happy with this face, I can always erase and go back in and redefine. Move that guideline there and make it look different. Put an earring here, just a simple hoop, little circle. And I want to put that jawbone there, right here. And put some shading underneath the neck, because the angle that she's kind of stooping down at, you don't see a lot of, there's a lot of shadow underneath the neck area here. Very little light hitting this area. I'm also going to add some shadowing on her shirt. And then I'm going to smooth this shoulder out because it was a little bit too pointed there. I want to round it out more, make it look a little smoother than what it was. And this is what I'm talking about, when you can go back in and refine, change things that you don't like. It's still a little too big. Let me make it smaller. Here we go. And then there's shadow right here on this part of her arm because it's closer to her body, so there's no light hitting this area there. Let's put a little shadow on her shoulder here as well. Using my finger to smudge that area in. I opened up her mouth a little bit more to make it look like she's actually singing. Or saying something. And let's put a little bit more eraser in this area here to take that value out. Put a little bit more light on the chin. A little bit shadow right here on the bridge of the nose. Yeah, it's too much. I'll take that off. Define that eyebrow a little bit better. And let's put a little color on her hair. I'm using a charcoal pencil to put in a darker color for her hair. I'm just making some simple strokes up and down. Bring the hair down a little bit more here to meet the shoulder. I don't know that I want to put charcoal for the outline, but I'm going to see where I can go with this. Hmm. Let's see. Okay. Now that I've done it, I've got to commit. But, hmm. I use my kneaded eraser to try and clean up some of the smudge marks that I didn't want on here. Get some definition in. Make it stand out a bit more. This is just a rough sketch, not a detailed drawing, just trying to get the basic practice of capturing poses down. Capturing poses and actually the light and shadow of a picture. There's more light here on this arm. I'm going to erase some of this here if I can. This is charcoal. Once you put down charcoal pencil, it's pretty hard to remove. It's pretty final. So I have to keep that in mind when I'm doing these drawings here. There's light on her thumb. And on some of the hand here. So I'm going to try to lift as much charcoal off as I can. There is a lot of light hitting the forearm area here. And then it cuts off right at the joint of the hand. So let me get some more color lift off here. The charcoal on the shoulder, because there is light hitting this area here. And on her face, right at her forehead, I'm going to erase some of the value there. And on her nose. The chin area. And on the hands. I got my kneaded eraser again because I did some smudging that I didn't want to do in this area. So the kneaded eraser cleans it up quite quickly. I don't know if you've ever seen one before, but it's just like gum. It stretches. If it gets dirty, you just stretch it to a clean part. See how it's kind of dirty right there? I can stretch it. And it gets cleaner as you manipulate it and move it around. So I got a Q-tip over here, and I'm going to use that as well to help define shapes and value. On the bottom of the arm here, that's kind of drawn in toward the body. And then on her hand, the inside of her bicep muscle right there. And then on the shirt right here. On the pants. And on this leg here, there's a lot of shadow because you have this leg over here covering it up. And the light breaks in where this leg is not as close. It flares out that way, which allows the light to hit in this area. And then there's a lot of shadow under this knee here. And a little shadow in this fold. Got a lot of shadow in the neck area here and on the collarbone. And then the chest plate here. Let me define this area. I'm going to bring this down some. Open it up a bit. And let's put some shadow right, well, let's show where the light is hitting right underneath the neck. Right there. And then there's a lot of light on the lip area there. So I'm opening it back up, but then I'm going to redraw it so I can redefine that area. This is teeth showing here. And I've got my Q-tip to draw in that shadow on this side of the jawbone. Kind of connects to the eye area. And then there's some shadow on the bridge of the nose. And so, interestingly enough, there is a lot of light in this area here. So I'm going to erase this value right here. And let's see, what do I have here? Let's put some light in on the eye area there. Open this up right here. And at the bridge of the nose, we're going to open this area up with the light. And the cheekbone, push that in a little bit and bring this down towards the jawbone. And let's redefine some of these shapes here by cleaning this area up just a tad bit. There's a lot of light towards her back, so it's more than likely more than one light source going on here. Let's get some of those eraser shavings off. And I'm going to get my Q-tip again and smudge her hair in. And then I want to lift some curls. Something that would indicate that she has curls, or the singer has curls in the hair. So let's see, where's my eraser? I have a small eraser here. I'm gonna see what I can do with this one. Not much, because guess what? I used let's see, can you see that? I guess it can be seen. But I'm just making random marks. There's more light in the front of her hair. So I'm going to pull some of that out as well. And then up in here, there's a backlight that's lighting this area up. But there is a lot of light right here above her eye. And it kind of shapes this area out. And right below. And then on the bridge of the nose. So now I can actually put her eye in, define that a little bit better. Close this lid up a little bit. And then give an indication for the lower eyelid as well. And let's see here. I have a white pencil, and I'm going to get that, see if I can put some little highlights in her here. This is a jelly roll. And this is how you make your white marks when you have a dark area and it's hard to lift out. Let's see if it'll do some marking here. Right in the back, there's a lot of curls in the back. And I don't know, I guess this is showing up. And just making some little squiggly lines right back there. I think you can see that. Let's make some more in the front. And around this area here, around her face. There's a few up here you can see that stand out, a few curls. And now I'm just going to get that pencil and put some more value in here, in this area, around her ear. Because this is the darkest part of her hair. And bring that up a little bit there. And shape this area out a little bit more. Put a little bit more value in this area here. And I don't like how that top lip is sticking out like that, so I'm going to try to erase some of the value and bring that back in a little bit, just a tad bit. Separate the lips a little bit there. See if I can push some of that value out with this eraser. Just open this area up a little bit more. I don't want to destroy it. But I think, let me get a little bit of light here. Erase some of this area here. And that's a hard edge right there. I'm going to lighten that area up here as well. So let's see. Looks like they're about to run off with the mic. Just take off running with the mic in their hand. So I'm taking some of this value off here in the back area of the pants, and I want to add some light right in here in the bends and fold of the material. And there's light back here, so I'm going to lift that. Put a little bit more value on this foot here, which is planted flatly on the ground. And a little bit more shadow right in here because this foot is bent and there's no light hitting this area. And let's define that heel area. Well, get a little bit more of these smudges off. And let's see here. Another practice session down. This is Rita Root of Creative Artmosphere. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, bye for now.